Welcome back. You're still watching our live morning program here, Starting Point TV Our World. And as we promised earlier, we are going to take you to India right now to speak to one of Indonesian diaspora on how the holy month, the fasting month of Ramadan is observed in India. Take it away, Luisa.
Okay, all right. So we have Octree with us via Zoom. Hello, Octree. All
Hi,
right,
hi.
there you are. Okay, Octree, so I've never been to India. Ramat have been to India
Oh,
before.
we went to 6 cities in India, including where you are
Wow.
right now, New Delhi.
New Delhi. So, Octree, perhaps can you please start off our dialogue this morning by introducing yourself to us, and how long have you been in India, and which part of India are you located in at the moment?
All right. Sure. All right. Again, so actually, you can call me Rido, Octrido. And
Octrido.
yeah, currently, I'm pursuing my Master of Business Administrations at GGSIP University, New Delhi. And if we talk about how many times, this is how many Ramadan that I've spent here. Actually, this is my third time to be here. And then this is, I can say, my third Ramadan in India.
Right. So being quite savvy observing Ramadan in India, doing your third year now, how has it been? How is Ramadan observed in India as opposed to your personal experiences in the country, in Indonesia?
All right. So since I stay in the university hostel, we, the Muslim students, usually arrange our suhoor together. It is usually pretty simple. Like we usually have milk, bananas. They are our go-to options. And for iftar, sometimes I have it in my room. Sometimes we have it together, like with the other Muslim students in the hostel. Like we mostly have fruits like dates, grapes, and watermelon, along with the curd and other light foods. Sometimes, if I miss Indonesian food, then I'll cook some Indonesian snacks just like bakwan, tempe goreng, so to add a taste of home to my meals.
Right. We believe bakwan and tempe goreng with added curry in it.
Yeah, I was going to ask to you about the meals that they serve there, especially during iftar. Is there like a combination of Indian foods and Indonesian food, or is it mostly, I don't know, is it mostly Indian foods? How do you break your fast? What is the specialty of their dishes during iftar there?
All right, if you talk about food, we have samosa here, samosa
Samosa.
and pakora. So if you talk about the
Yeah.
fries,
Pakora is
so
a
we
bit like
usually
our
have that.
gorengan, you know?
If,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Oh, okay,
Nice.
Rito, just earlier while we were talking, we saw bits of visuals of you. We don't know where that is exactly in New Delhi, but it looks like a big mosque behind you. Tell us where that is and how Ramadan is observed, not only by Muslim Indonesians, but other Muslims from around the world at the center of activities.
Okay, so that is Jama Masjid. It is one of the oldest mosque in New Delhi. And yeah, usually that is one of the most iconic masjid in India. And yeah, usually when Ramadan is going on, people are going there to celebrate Ramadan, and iftar is also hosted over there. Like usually local Muslims, they have iftar together. They buy food from outside, and also sometimes the masjid is also providing food. And then the area of Old Delhi is decorated with full of lights where yeah, mostly local Muslims are also roaming around like to have street food kind of things right there.
That looks lovely. I mean, that looks so festive and
Right.
so pretty. And I'm just curious, is there a really bad traffic jam as well there in New Delhi,
Ooh,
India?
that's
Is
always.
it like what's happening here in Jakarta, or is it worse?
All right. If the question is like that, I can say it's pretty similar. It's pretty similar.
All
So
right.
it's 11 and 12. Rido would like to know all the challenges. I haven't been there during the Ramadan. We will believe that being in a country where being Muslim is not a majority as opposed to where we are here in Indonesia, what sort of challenge that you face on the daily basis when you're observing fasting and then you are within the non-Muslims majority communities around you?
All right. Talk about the challenges. Fortunately, this year Ramadan falls in March when
Yeah.
the weather is transitioning between winter and summer. So, if we talk about the weather, it is quite manageable. However, I still remember my first time having Ramadan here 6 years ago. It was in May or June, and it was extremely hot, making fasting much harder.
I can imagine. I mean, like it's pretty tough to,
Yeah.
fast when it's like
Right.
really, really in hot weather. And tell us, Rido, so you've been there for quite a while now. How is the Indonesian community there? Are there a lot of Indonesians living in your area? And do you have any joint events together when you break your fast or maybe in the weekend during Ramadan? Any special events?
All right. But about my area itself, we do have three Indonesians. Actually, in the same university, there are two Indonesians. But if we talk about the Indonesian community, like yesterday, like we had a takjil war in the Indonesian embassy in New Delhi.
Yeah.
So they invited all Indonesian diaspora to come along, and me and other Indonesian students. Actually, yesterday we were in the Indonesian embassy. We were selling kind of soup buah, cilok, and there are a lot of Indonesian dishes were there yesterday. So yeah.
That's so cute. I mean, they
Yeah.
even have a takjil war
Attack
there
Jilwal
in
in India. I
India.
would like to see that. It's always a common thing, or rather a traditions, when you're, especially an international students, being in other countries, where our Indonesian embassy would extend invitations to come either for comment or break fasting, but also more importantly, the celebrations of Eid al-Fitri. And we're just less than 2 weeks away into Eid Mubarak. Have you heard of anything from Indonesian embassy of ways to celebrate together in New Delhi?
All right, so it's usually happening every year. Like few years back when I was in India also, I celebrated my Eid over there in the embassy, and I believe that I'm gonna be there for sure. They usually have that, and yeah, for sure in the embassy, lontong, ketupat sayur is there. Yeah, that is the thing that I'm not supposed to miss for sure. I
Of
mean, like if we talk
course.
about Eid.
And it's great. You still have all the, Indonesian delicacies right there. I mean, I can imagine if you live overseas for so long, you start missing all the Indonesian food,
Well,
especially sambal.
you'll be back in no time, but in the meantime, enjoy your time in India. And the best of luck for your business management master degree there in India. And it has been a delight talking to you this morning. Ottavio, thank you very much for joining us here in Starting Point.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Rido. Wow, that's really nice listening
That's
to
really exciting.
someone living in India and listening to his experiences, celebrating Ramadan in India.
Yeah, in a way, it's also an inspiration for fellow youths, fellow future students here in the country who are watching and be inspired to what Rido is currently experiencing outside of our country.
All right,
Right.
so we will go to a short break now. And when we return, we will have a live dialogue here in the studio where we will be talking about wellness tourism. This is another topic that we are very excited about. So
Yeah.
stay with us, don't go away. We'll be right back.